How you guys doing? It's Russell here again. What we're going through today is the importance of dynamic mobility routines, something to kind of kickstart your workout. We want to mimic movement patterns that we're going to see in our actual exercise. Trying to activate certain areas and then stretch others. This is going to be one that I commonly go through both myself and with all my clients, again, depending on the day. We usually like to start off trying to loosen up the hips a little bit. We're going to go walking knee tuck, so we're going to come in, grabbing just under the knee, pulling in and right through to the chest, and taking a step. Reestablish balance, pulling in, coming right through those guys. Alternating legs, we usually do about 8 down, and then you come 8 backwards. Some of the things, common things that we see on there is people just touching. You really want to make sure that every movement has a purpose. Really pull that guy in. You're going to feel a stretch right under the glutes there. Second movement that we would go to is going to work on loosening up our hip flexors a little bit, as well as creating that mobility in our thoracic spine, which is basically that shoulder girdle region. We're going to go hands right behind the ears. We're going to take a nice exaggerated step back and then sitting down into almost like that lunge position. You feel a nice stretch coming right across the front of the thigh. Elbows are going to go nice and wide. You don't want to pinch those guys forward. That's a way of cheating the range of motion. So nice wide elbows. We're going to try to bring this guy almost right in line with our knee. Coming right through. Again, you're going to feel stretching coming across those obliques, as well as activating that thoracic spine. Drive, come right back up, stepping, and sitting down. Reversing that motion again, same thing, keeping wide elbows as we're going throughout these guys. We usually go about 6 repetitions each side when you're coming through those guys. Third movement that we're going to do, again, third in about a series of 8, is going to be something to kind of stretch out our lateral thighs. They can be a little bit tight with the day-to-day routine. So what we're going to do is a lateral lunge coming into these guys, meaning we're going to take a nice exaggerated step. This opposite leg, we want to try to keep that knee locked. That's going to be a key portion of it. So coming in and keeping this leg stepping, sitting right back on the heel almost like a squat. Nice tight thoracic spine, showing off the logo of that chest, nice proud chest. Driving right through. Step, sitting right back on the heel, keeping that knee locked. Drive through the heel, coming right back. And same thing, we'd come through. About 6 on this side, and then switching, same thing, opposite side, keeping that knee locked as you're going through. So we come through, 6 each side. That's going to loosen our hips up. Next bit that we're going to do, if you do have access to any type of resisting bands, we're going to take one of these guys. It's good for the hip activation here. So coming in, we're going to come just about, we'll say shin height on these guys. Got the band there. We're going to take a nice exaggerated step, feet are about shoulder width apart, sitting right back on those heels, gonna drop the hips in between the thighs. Again, nice tight upper back, nice proud chest, coming, feet together, step wide, activate those hips and glutes, drop it right in the bucket, drive through the heels. Step, drop, drive. So again, as we're repeating that motion, we're gonna go about 5 down to the right, and then repeat 5 down through that left-hand side there. Once we're done, we can dismount from the band and move on to our next movement. Our next movement just so happens are going to be, we're going to start getting the heart rate up a little bit more. We call these guys butt kicks. Good for activating the hamstrings as well as stretching out those quads. I would say shoulders down, chest high. Put my hands right on my fanny as acting as a target. Heels right to the glutes. So we're going to go butt kicks coming down. And you'll get a better view on the reverse. Shoulders down, butt kicks coming back. Hit you through every time. Usually do a distance of about 15, 20 yards down, 15, 20 yards back. Same thing, trying to activate those hamstrings as well as stretch out those quadriceps as we're going through it. So we've gotten through 5, we've got about 3 more of those guys coming through. What we're going to do on the converse end, balls of those feet, nice high knees. I like to get those arms coming, activate the biceps at the same time. So we're gonna stay on the balls of the feet. Straight up, straight down. One of the things we don't wanna see is lazy movement here. Keep those knees high and nice control pace as we're going down. So again, we're not sprinting, trying to stay straight up, straight down. And we'll go from a distance of about 15 yards down and then 15 yards back. All right, what we're gonna do is working through our 7th movement, working on stretching our calves, as well as setting our shoulder girdle. We're gonna come in the mock push-up position. So you'll notice my chest is gonna be right on top of my wrist, about shoulder width apart, fingers are pointing straight forward. Push-up position, what I'm gonna do, dropping one heel and picking that other knee up. And then rotate that motion, get a nice stretch right in that calf, stretching out the Achilles as well, pushing those heels right down. Nowadays, with people's shoes, women in their high heels, men in their high tops, there's gonna be a lot of tightness in the calves just from the footwear that we're wearing. So we wanna make sure that we're loosening it up. That's number 7. Magic 8, what we're gonna do, our final guy. Again, if you have a resistance band, we've got these guys here, gonna be kind of like your mini bands. If you've got one with handles or something along that nature, that will work as well. Me personally, I start hands right outside the thighs. The further out that you go, it's gonna give you slightly less resistance, a little bit more ease of motion. So we're gonna come right on the outside, pushing this guy up, we pull apart, right to the top of the chest, keeping that chest high. Lean down, I'll show you a lateral view. So again, same thing. Hands are gonna be right outside the thighs, shoulders set down, nice proud chest, showing off the logo on my shirt, pulling right apart, controlling that guy right back to the start. Pulling down and right apart, letting that guy come up. And we usually go to about 10 to 12 repetitions on those guys. So that's gonna serve as our dynamic warm-up, get our muscle groups ready for the work, getting our heart rate up. Stay tuned for part 2 where we're gonna go through a couple of activation drills, something that you can add in addition. Thanks guys.